Welcome back, watch fans. Today we're talking about making huge and bigly money with watches. That's right. And today we are talking about not just the Patek Philippe Ellipse, we're talking about Rolex and Audemars Piguet. Look, this channel, our entire focus is finding those undervalued watches that you can buy now, cheap, enjoy for the next couple of years, 5 years, 2 years, 5 years, or whatever, your whole life, whatever, which will also increase the money. That's right, we're looking for watches that can double or triple in value over the next 2 to 5 years, right? And we've had some major winners. If you've been following the channel, today we're talking about the Patek Ellipse a little bit. Now, of course, as you know, this is not the proper buckle. You got to have the Ellipse buckle. That's rule number one when it comes to Ellipse. You got to have the Ellipse. This is Patek Tang buckle, but not the Ellipse buckle. Now, look, one thing you want to understand right now is that the Ellipse market, the Patek Ellipse market, is on fire. Prices have doubled in the last 6 to 9 months, and there's a couple things you need to understand. The most common watch right now, again, it's sort of a little bit like the Cartier-shaped cases, right? Right now, the thing that everybody wants initially is the classic, that oval shape, gold with blue dial. But the real money, I believe, is going to be made on the more rare watches, sort of like the 35-45 as seen on the wrist. That's right, yours truly, the Colonel. We got it here on the wrist. Unbelievable but true. And you know what? It almost it matches the outfit. Look at this. We got the drip, as the kids call it. Drip. Look at this, the drip. We got the drip. Now, look. I mean, technically, the black strap is not quite right. A little too formal for this, and I should have really a dress shirt on, but it's a little bit unseasonably warm today, and it's a casual Wednesday. It's casual Wednesday here in Chomo Stand. That's right, it's casual. It's always casual Wednesday in Chomo Stand. But anyway, gentlemen, what you need to know is that the watch that you need to focus on right now is going to be the unusual case sizes when it comes to the Ellipse. Okay, that's where the money's going to go. White gold, a little bit more rare than yellow gold, as always when it comes to Patek Philippe. I'm not sure if they ever made rose gold. I think it was just yellow gold and white gold. There was also some steel models made for some funky watches they did. I think there was a couple of funky type watches they did in the 70s. But you need to, my friends, look at this. Wow. You need to, let me zoom in on a close-up. Okay, one thing you got to watch out for is the dials. Dial quality is important. You see I got a little bit of flaking between the 10 and 11 o'clock at the edge of the dial. A little bit of flaking. There's some dust on the surface of it, but you see there's a little bit of flaking there. Yeah, so that's one thing you got to watch out for. Look, when it comes to vintage watches, and these things are vintage, the condition is everything. Okay, condition is very important. This watch is unpolished, never polished, and unrestored. And what you want is, the first thing you want to look at is obviously the case quality. Make sure it's not polished. These are very delicate cases, okay? Very delicate, thin. You can't really polish this thing too much. So make sure you have an unpolished example. Number one really is the dial. The dial condition. Listen, don't be a tomato can. Don't let these bukiaks and grifters fool you about what do they call tropical dials. There's no such thing as a tropical dial, okay? It means the dial got damaged, okay? The dial is supposed to be this sunburst blue. Now you can't see the sunburst because it reacts to the light. You got to have it like in certain type of light conditions, like sun. Well, you got to have the sun hitting it. But yeah, there is a sunburst. It's a very nice subtle sunburst. But the dial the condition of the dial is very important. These Ellipse dials tend to flake. They tend to flake a lot. So again, look out for that. There's a bunch of these grifters out there that are trying to sell you watches with flaking, and they don't disclose it to you. They try to make excuses, or they try to actually upsell you. They try to sell it as a feature. Oh, that flaking? That's not flaking. That's tropicalization. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. It's a fugazi, okay? And a lot of these grifters out there, a lot of these Bukiakistanis, these Kukistanis out there. First of all, most of these watch dealers, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, 99% of these guys who are gonna be selling Ellipse right now, they know nothing. They know nothing about the Patek Ellipse. Okay, I'm even talking about, Mr. John Reardon himself. I mean, he's a fan actually. He knows a lot, but he doesn't know all the models. I mean, it's shocking. Like, again, they did a lot of models, and all these guys who claim to be experts, they know nothing. Okay, very, very few. Listen, all these guys in Miami and New York right now, these guys in 47th Street, that they're spooking Ellipse, they know absolutely zero, like literally less than zero. 6 months ago, they didn't even know what an Ellipse was. 6 months ago, they were selling, I don't know, they were trying to sell you guys Rolex Submariners, black dial Submariners, okay? That's what these guys are trying to do. Now, because they know that the Ellipse market is hot and Rolex is dead, all of a sudden, everybody's a vintage expert. Okay, listen, the only vintage expert when it comes to Ellipse is the Colonel's Fried Chicken. That's right. No, all kidding aside, look, 99% of these guys know nothing, okay? So, make sure the dial is original condition. Do not settle for tropical bullshit excuses, okay? Now, some dials, you might have a little bit of flaking, and here's the thing. If you see a watch, you kind of like it, but maybe this, you got to jump on it, because you're never going to run into the same watch twice, okay? It just never happens. You will never have this watch again twice, okay? I have not seen this model offered anywhere online in the last, let's call it 6-7 years. I've seen it maybe twice or something. Okay, twice in 7 years, okay? So what that means is basically these are really one-offs. They did not make too many of these, okay? They made very few, especially in the rare dials, okay? I'm not talking about the basic oval, the classic Ellipse shape with the gold and blue. No, but the more unusual shapes, they made very few. So if you don't see one that you like now, I guess what, you may not come across it again. So you got to grab the opportunity when you have it. We got a Patek 3528 available. It's the Apple iWatch. DM me for details. It's unbelievable bargain. It's going to be a $20,000 watch in a year.